What is up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video here from the cave. Today I will be tying a Wolverine and Deadpool inspired baitfish, because why not? And I kind of felt like there needs to be something yellow in my box. So before we start, if you're new here, please do consider subscribing to my channel. There is a lot of content here, 100 plus videos in shorts and long tutorials and music and whatnot. So please do consider subscribing. Let's jump down to the vise here and tie out this Wolverine. So the hook in my vise here is from Eric's Hooks. It is from the Tropical Saltwater series. It's this one here, the SA280, the minnow. For this type of baitfish, I want a larger hook gap, but still a short shank so it doesn't get too bulky, and that is why I chose this hook. This is, of course, I mean, look at this. This is meant for tropic saltwater fishing. You can, of course, use it for perch and stuff like that, but this is a very strong hook, so. Okay, first off, and I'm not too sure, I'm actually just winging this. I have a rough idea in my head on how I want it to be. So I'm actually just improvising right now. So let's see here. Wolverine is black, yellow and blue, at least in his original colors. A car just drove by. I just wanted to make sure that we're not getting any visitors right now. So let's make a black tail. Just like that, because I think that would look kind of cool, right? So that's the tail down there. Let's get some yellow. And this is just a super easy way to build up a baitfish. I think I've made a video similar in the past, maybe a few years back. So the thing is, you take a dubbing that's quite long and soft. In this case it's Senyo's laser dubbing. Put it around your hook kind of like this and then pull that tight. Make a thread base, flip this over on itself like this. Tie on top of that and move forward. This is of course a little bit too long, so I will just be plucking that out. You can also just trim the fly afterwards. Just be careful that you don't pull out too much of that black dubbing there. There we go. Some more yellow. Might even be a little bit too long, but there's a way around that. So if you just pull it like this and align the fibers, you can take a long pair of scissors, just cut that in half. Then you have twice as much, just not as long. Same thing. Make a few loose turns just like this. Kind of wiggle it around a little bit, and that will make sure that it gets all the way around the hook. Again, flip this over. Tie on top of that, move your thread forward. Now you can see this starting to take shape. So I don't know, do we want a little bit more of black in there before we make the blue? I kind of want this one to have a blue head. So let's see. I want a little bit more yellow. So same thing. Pull the fibers, put them back on top of each other. which will align them. Cut everything in half. Do the same thing. Align. Place around the hook roughly. Get a few loose turns in. Like that. Flip this over. So should we do maybe a little bit of black on top here and then still yellow on the bottom? Before finishing it off with blue. I think it needs a little bit more black. So let's do that. Of course, also just take some permanent markers. Do I want that? Not too sure actually. No, let's go with this. I think this looks nice. Just a little bit more black in there. And only on the top. There we go. A little bit more yellow before the blue head. Are you guys comic fans? I bet you are. I bet you are. We're not that far away from nerds if you look at it like that. I mean, fly tying is kind of nerdy, so it does fit. Flip this back over. Just like that. So let's get some blue. I got something laid out here. For this I want to use something I don't use that often. This is goat hair. Really great. Super soft material. We don't need that much. So just a small bundle here. I mean, goat is really great for fly tying actually. I use it. Not all too much, but I do like incorporating some of it. So what I want to do here is just to cover only the top. I want this to be a little bit, just a little bit longer than the tail. So let's tie that down here. Don't worry about it. Sticking up like this, we will get that under control with some UV resin. And this, I'm considering to flip this over on itself just to give it a little bit more, which is why I cut it. I think I want to do that. So let's work with it here. Get your thread back just a little bit. Flip this over. Catch that. This I want only on the top half. So this looks good. Get a whip finish in. Just one. This will be getting a UV resin head, which is, well, it will also get this crazy wing here under control. So before I do anything, I just kind of want to go through the fly here with my dubbing needle, just force out any trapped fibers. Just like that. And here you can see, I mean, this laser dub is just perfect for baitfish flies because it really, you can really form it into whatever you want. You can see it here. It doesn't need that much to get it under control. So that is of course great. Get a drop of resin. And you don't have to, I mean, some of you don't like to put this onto your fingers. So maybe just use a dubbing needle, or I guess you could put on some gloves. But what you want to do is to work it into the front part of the fly here. And pull everything back. Like this. So you have the shape that you want. That classic teardrop shape. And then hit it with your lamp. And that will give you the shape you want. So now you can work with the fly. Let's get some eyes on here. And I want this one to have big eyes. Press one on here. This can be a little bit tricky, so this is just to, this is not the last step, it's just to you know, get it under control. Same for the other side. Get a drop on here. Something else that's really great about the Senyo laser dub is that there are these little flash strands mixed into it. Just makes it look so cool. When you're happy with the position, press the eye while securing it. And that will also give the head a little bit of a slimmer profile, so it's not that fat. If you look at it here from above, I kind of want it to be a little bit slimmer in front, so it doesn't push that much water. And then this is still kind of sticking out. So I'll just cover that a little bit more with the resin. Cure it. Here we go. Now let's make that head, and I actually think I want to trim the belly just a little bit here. And this is actually so easy to trim. You can see it here. So let's cover those eyes. Start forming a small head. And because of the steps we did earlier with, you know, covering the fibers with a thin layer with our finger or whatever, this will not soak into the material as much because there is already that base layer, so it won't get that bulky of a head. So that's it. Make sure everything is nice and cured. That is it. And I actually think this one turned out really nice. It could have used a little bit more black maybe, but this is the finished fly. Go ahead and try that one out. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I think this one turned out really cool, and you can of course switch out the colors on this one as well. I say that all the time. This is just meant to be educational and show you how you could build up a fly like this. The colors I will leave up to you. I needed something in yellow and blue in my box, so that is why I made this Wolverine inspired fly, and also it's actually just running in the cinemas and all that, so it's already in here, and now I transferred it down to a hook. Thank you so much for your time. Please do subscribe. There should be a button down here or maybe here if you're watching on your computer or something similar. On the phones it might not work, I'm not too sure of that, but do make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.